You've put in the hours, the money, and a ton of hard work to get your MLO license. It's literally the key to your career. But what if the very education that's supposed to protect that license was actually a trap, one designed to take it all away? Well, today, we're going to dive into the very real threat of education scams that are targeting mortgage loan originators just like you.
Seriously, just think for a second about everything it took to get where you are. That license is so much more than a piece of paper, right? It's your reputation, your expertise, it's your livelihood. And believe me, there are some pretty sophisticated scams out there specifically designed to put all of that at risk, often hiding in plain sight.
And look, we're not talking about some simple spam emails you can just delete and forget. This is a genuine and growing threat to our industry. These scams are targeting the mandatory education requirements, the very things you need to do to stay licensed. It puts your career in jeopardy, and it really damages the trust consumers have in all of us.
So how do you even begin to fight back against this? Well, it all starts with awareness. You just have to know what to look for. See, these scammers are banking on you being too busy or maybe a little too trusting to spot their tricks. So in the next few minutes, we're going to break down the biggest red flags. This is the stuff you need to know to be your own best defense.
Okay, so the first big one often plays on our desire to just get things done quickly. If you see a course promising some kind of fast-track completion or, and this is a big one, a guaranteed pass, that should set off alarm bells immediately. Real education takes real work. And here's the bottom line. If a provider is not on the official NMLS-approved list, their course is absolutely worthless for your license, period.
I mean, just look at this. This is a real claim from one of these outfits. 50 state licensing without the SAFE test. Come on. That isn't just a little misleading. It's completely impossible, and anybody in our business knows that. It just goes to show you how bold these scammers are. They're literally counting on you not looking too closely at the details.
And this is where things get really dangerous. Now we're talking about straight-up fraud. Things like providers handing out fake completion certificates or even offering to take the course for you. Getting involved with this stuff, even if you don't realize it's a scam at first, is a major violation of the SAFE Act. You're not just cutting a corner, you could be throwing away your license for good. And finally, you gotta trust your gut. Pay attention to how they act. A legitimate education provider is gonna be transparent, they're gonna be professional. Scammers, they use high-pressure sales tactics. They'll push you to make a decision fast, demand big fees right up front, and if you start asking specific questions about their NMLS approval, they get all cagey. If it feels shady, you know what? It probably is.
All right, we've laid out the threats, and I know it can sound a little intimidating, but here's the good news. You are not powerless here. Not at all. There are very clear, very simple, and super effective ways to defend yourself and protect that license. So let's flip this around from the problem to the solution.
So here it is. Think of this as your personal license protection playbook. We've boiled it down to 4 critical, easy-to-follow steps. It's not rocket science, but it does take a little bit of diligence. Following this is hands down the best way to make sure you never ever get taken in by one of these scams.
Let's walk through it. Step 1 is the big one. It's non-negotiable. You have to confirm their NMLS approval yourself on the official consumer access portal. Don't just take their word for it. Go look it up. Second, do a little digging on the reputation. Check out sites like the Better Business Bureau or Trustpilot and see what other MLOs have to say. Third, know your own state's requirements because they can be different, and a legit provider will know that. And finally, just choose a provider that has a long, proven history of doing things the right way. It's really that simple.
You know, protecting your own license is priority number 1, for sure. But we're all in this together, and we have a responsibility to protect the integrity of the whole profession. So if you stumble across a provider that just seems off or totally fraudulent, don't just ignore it and move on. Reporting it helps protect your colleagues from becoming the next victim.
So, who do you tell? Well, these are the agencies that have the power to investigate and actually shut these operations down. Reporting anything suspicious to the FTC, your state attorney general, or even the FBI makes our entire industry safer for everyone. It's probably worth keeping this list handy.
And that brings us to our final thought. I want you to just take a second and really think about this question. Don't just assume everything's fine. Based on what we've just talked about, maybe take 5 minutes later today and just verify your provider. Because protecting that license you worked so hard for isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing commitment to being careful and doing things with integrity.